Elliot Kay here, CEO of the Speaker Awards, co-founder and visionary for the Speaker Awards and Speaker Summit. And today we're honing in on the Speaker Summit because I have with us one of the sponsors and she's going to introduce herself. It's someone I've known for many years and I've seen the evolution, the growth and the positioning of her business. And I can't wait to have a little conversation with you, dear Rosie. And so, Rosie, do you want to say hello, what you do, how
Hello.
you do it?
Hello, everyone. I am Rosie di Lecce, and I am the founder and director of Saia Creative, a marketing and copywriting agency. So we support small businesses to basically thrive through marketing and high conversion copy.
Love it. So you're one of the sponsors at the Speaker Summit. What drew
Correct.
you in to get involved with the Speaker Summit besides Simone telling you to?
Of course. Simone always has like paws everywhere. Let's put it this way. What got me interested, to be honest, at the start of my journey as a business owner, I have gotten involved a lot in speaking. I think especially pre-COVID, I was doing a lot of speaking engagements and I just got involved a little bit more in the community. And of course, the issue when you do marketing or copywriting, so anything is about messaging and connecting with an audience, you do tend to always pay attention to what everybody's doing to market themselves, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, the dentist looking in everybody's teeth. That's how I see it. And so, so I always keep a little bit of an eye out for this kind of event. And of course, with speakers especially, I did want to get involved because there's so many out there. It's always interesting to be part of something that is celebrating the good speakers, the great speakers. And of course, I just wanted to be there to join the conversation and maybe, who knows, give a tip or two about how to market yourself as a speaker.
Yeah, and of course, on the day you are going to be doing Ask the Experts, and of course, you can have a table there, so they can certainly ask you for a tip or two. And of course, you're going to put an offer in the tote bag as well, right?
Yeah.
So plenty of opportunity for you to offer your expertise and stuff like that. And by the way, you have really great teeth. You talked about dentists. You have
Thank you.
fantastic teeth. I'm paranoid to smile in case my teeth aren't as nice as yours. So there we go. So with your marketing hat on, eyes, ears, and brain, tell me what do you see speakers do wrong? Like what's the mistake you notice they make when they're wanting to market themselves or the copy they put on their websites? What's some of the things you've noticed?
I think the main mistake, and I will say this is not just speakers, but it tends to be with speakers, one of the main ones I see, is that they often just make it about themselves. And I
Okay.
understand, you're the one on stage, you're the one speaking, everybody's, there to listen to you. They want to be with you. You're the star at that point, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely fair that you want to talk about you. Fine. However, oftentimes then they forget that those people are indeed there to hear something, to listen to something, to maybe learn something, whatever the reason might be, right? Maybe they just want to be inspired. So you cannot forget to make it about them. It cannot constantly be me, 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 me. Yes, of course, you're the product, you're the star, but it cannot be all about you. You need to bring it back to the audience. And I think this is one of those typical mistakes that speakers make when they are marketing themselves. They just forget, I'm not just here just to be like, hey, I'm just talking to anybody. You're here because you're trying to connect with that audience, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most common mistakes that I see when it comes to marketing. In their messaging, it's all about them. They kind of forget who's on the other side.
Okay. So when someone's doing the copy, when they're
Mhm.
writing the copy, because I say that as well when I talk about show reels and their bio, how important do you think is for speakers to bring forwards the problem they solve in their copy? And how do you think that will impact their bookings?
I think it's important. If I had to give it like a percentage, I would say is about 70, 80%, key to what they're doing. Because again, if they manage to highlight, why would I want to book you? I mean, there's going to be loads of people that are going to speak about, I don't know, leadership, right? We work a lot with leadership coaches, leadership consultants. So there's a lot of them, I can tell you that much. And if they are speakers as well and they are on stage, what's going to make me choose one and not the other?
Right.
And it's not just about your credibility. It's not just about how many times you've been on stage. It's not just about, whatever credentials you bring with you. It's also about why would I book you for this audience, for this room, for this event? Are you going to give to these people what they want? Or again, are you just there for your ego boosting, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's really important for them to highlight, you would have to choose me. You have no other choice but to choose me because this is what I'm bringing, not just with my expertise, not just with my skills as a speaker, but also because I can solve this problem. Also because I'm good at talking about that solution.
Right. And what's another kind of like top tip you have for anyone watching this video? You're going to be at the summit, which is fab. As a speaker, what's kind of like one tip that you feel that they could take away after watching this video and either look at, audit? Because we talked about bringing the problem to the front, we talked about good copy.
Yeah.
I know you also do strategy. So, what's one tip around strategy that you feel people could benefit from hearing today?
I'll give you first another mistake that I see that is
Okay, great.
connected,
We love
to the
mistakes.
strategy. Yeah. um, Again, when it comes to especially marketing, a lot of people just think that marketing and marketing strategy is just connected to social media.
Hmm.
Marketing equals social media. But they forget that there's a lot more to marketing, to strategy, right? It's not just about, hey, show up on social media and do something. Again, we got enough of that with influencers and everybody else just showing up on social media. So again, what's going to make you different, right? So you need to be really thought out in how you approach your marketing. And I think, again, when I look at a lot of speakers, they will not have actually strategy at all. Their whole strategy is about, I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to send one email. Okay, but why? So even if you don't have a whole strategy in place, start to really think about, why am I showing up? What am I doing to really put myself out there that is a bit different, that is going to make an impact, that is also not so dependent on these kind of platforms? And then
Okay.
really ask yourself, okay, why am I going to take this action? And then start to build a little bit of a strategy around it. Does that make sense?
So, really, nothing happens by accident. Everything is intentional from the one
Yeah.
email you send to the email campaign to your social media campaigns.
Yeah.
And I guess what you're saying is they're all connected, that there's no disconnection.
Exactly, exactly. Correct. That's a beautiful summary of what I said with so many words, Elliot. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. No, well, you're the expert at this. All I did was take what you said and put it through
Packaged
my
it.
filter. No, not at all. Awesome. So you're going to be there. Is it just you? You're bringing in one of your team to come as well? Or is it just you? And what about that beautiful husband of yours? Is he coming?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I mean, who needs the husband at this,
Exactly.
right?
You want to have fun, right? No kidding. Um,
Exactly. There might be another of my team members, or it
Great.
might just be me. We're deciding on logistics because they're all a little bit scattered around the country and the world, to be honest. So
Oh, yeah.
we're deciding on logistics, but it might be me and somebody else. Yeah.
Fabulous. And so they're going to come and they're going to learn about strategy and effective marketing and how not to do things. We've covered a little bit here as
Yeah.
well. Is there anything you think I should have asked you that I haven't asked you that you think our speakers should know about?
I think I'm just gonna, it's again, we briefly talked about it, but I'm gonna go back to something that you said in terms, of course, of the copy, right? You asked me about that. But I'm gonna
Yes.
take it one step back, which is really about your messaging. Again, we sort of
Yeah.
touched on this throughout this
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
conversation, but it's really about the messaging. A lot of speakers sometimes are great at saying what they do and what they talk about and all of that in so many words that at the end of it you kind of get lost a little bit in what are you, what is the focus? I mean, how many things can you really speak on? And not everybody will have specific topics or keynotes and all of that. And so let's take it one step before that. What is the main message that you want to be known for as a speaker? What is that positioning that you've got, and how strong is it? And is it coming across in everything that you do? A little bit more focus. We go back to intention, focus, also in your overarching message throughout.
Yeah. So messaging is important. Now, again, I think is it worth like talking about honing in on it because
Mm-hmm.
I could say I just want everybody to be mentally well. I just want to inspire people, right? That's messaging, but
Yeah.
that's so wide. Talk to me a little bit about honing in on a message.
I think it goes back to who are you talking to? Who do you want to talk to, right?
Yeah.
Because, for example, if we take mental health as per your example, you could be talking to, I don't know, teenagers. You could be talking to uh, people that are stressed and burned out from work, right? So professionals, you could be talking to high performers, you could be talking to parents of kids that are neurodiverse. You see, like, I mean, the range could be endless, could be
Yes.
endless. So I think it goes back to who do you really want to talk to? Who do you want to stand in front of, on that stage that you want to connect with? Start with that, because then again, if you know who you're talking to or who you want to talk to, then you can start to niche down and slowly find that focus to say, okay, yeah, I am talking about mental health, but specifically, this is what I want to be known for. This is what I want to inspire on, about, etc., etc. So always start with that audience in mind. And then we go back to the strategy. Then you can align everything else that you do around that so that people will know, okay, this is somebody that speaks about mental health, but specifically, if I'm running a conference about, again, I'm going to go back to teenagers or something, then they will think of me and say, oh, okay, yeah, that person is specifically talking to teenagers and their mental health. So if I have a little bit of a situation of I got 2 or 3 people to choose from, now I'm going to be the one that's going to come above everybody else in that space. Does that make sense in a
A lot of
nutshell?
sense. Right. No, messaging's important. Your copy's important. Your overall strategy and being intentional
Yeah.
with everything. Right. So I suppose what you're saying is because obviously speakers have to do a lot of outreach, you know, to get the booking. So even
Mhm.
from the moment go, how they use copy in that email
Yeah.
can make the difference between those three mental health. Because that one, oh, I really like how they wrote that.
Yeah.
That really stood out. So I guess being intentional with your copy and weaving your messaging within that is what really can make the difference. And that's what you can talk about at your Ask the Expert session
Yeah,
at the summit.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. We're going to be touching on all these different things so that I can give a little bit more depth to everything I'm saying today.
I love it. Okay, brilliant. Well, listen, everybody, thank you for watching. So remember, you can meet Rosie at the Speaker Summit on the 11th of July, 2025, UK. Woohoo! We might go global, but still working on that. Still pulling in the team about
Stay
that.
tuned.
Stay tuned for this, absolutely. And I'm excited to have you there on the day, whether you and your team, whether it's you, you're part of the family anyway. So we look forward to connecting, spending the day with you. Thank you for being there, for all these incredible speakers that will get to connect with you on the day. And I look forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing you.
Thank you for having me
Everyone,
today, Elliot.
of course, for everybody that's attending, we will see you on the 11th of July. And you're not attending yet, grab a ticket because there's only a few left. See you soon, people. Bye.